Now, just know that whenever I say my good friend John, you're gonna look at the camera, not me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an outtake. Have my good friend John? Okay. Okay. Welcome back, guys. It's Lost Mentality again. And today, we're actually gonna be building a computer. My friend John here.
Hey, guys.
He has an old computer and was wondering why he couldn't play some new AAA titles on his laptop. So I told him he needs a better setup. Today we have the new 3rd gen Ryzen 3700X. It's supposed to be better than the 2700X. Pretty sure it is. We'll find out. We have a 700 watt power supply so that he has power. 16 gigabytes of RAM, which seems to be today's minimum. Cost-wise, it's also effective. We also got some storage, so he can be a software hoarder. This is one of the crown jewels here. It's the brand new NVIDIA Super Series. It's only a 2060. It's still light years ahead of the 10 series GPUs. Also comes with ray tracing. Now, to identify what ray tracing is, look at a light source, draw a straight line to that light source. Now draw a straight line from the light source to the object that you're viewing. You just ray traced. Congratulations. You just did what a GPU can do. Now every build has to have a mobo. Don't say that. A mobo actually stands for motherboard. It's just shortened. You only type that. You don't say it. Like whenever you say LOL, you don't go LOL. No, you type it.
In their defense, I didn't even know what a mobo was until you told me.
It's a motherboard.
There you go.
It's a board for your mom. It's a board for your mom. We have a SSD. But the SSD that we have is the Samsung, which is supposed to be like the bee's knees of the SSD. One of the fastest ones out there. It's made by Samsung. They also make the best phones. Now, John has never built a computer. He's watched a bunch of Linus Tech Tip videos. Shout out to Linus. But he has never built a computer. So today, we're gonna walk through the step-by-step instructions on how to build a computer. In case if there's any of you nerds out there that decide you want to build a computer for gaming, videoing. I happen to do both, so.
So let's start with the case. This is a Fantex Eclipse P350X. It is a full-size ATX for our build. Beautiful. Tempered glass side.
So first you gotta take the tempered glass cover off so you can get to the internals of the computer. Now be very careful with the tempered glass because tempered means it'll shatter into 10 million pieces at once. Tomahawk B450. It is an AM4 motherboard, compatible with 3rd gen Ryzen, as long as you are able to update the BIOS. Now John had forgotten to put the I/O shield. Take the I/O shield out. And you always want to identify it with the motherboard. Looking at the motherboard, you have the holes on this way. So if it's going in this way, you want the I/O shield to face that way. Now you put the IO shield and you align it with the square hole. Now, this is going to be nerve-wracking, but you push the IO shield in place until it pops. If it doesn't pop, it ain't popping. You want to make sure that you have the holes lined up in the case to match the ATX motherboard. This case is a full-size ATX. Whenever you place a motherboard on the table, never put it on the table. Always use that static shock resistance. Identify the holes on the motherboard to align with the studs that are located there. Right here, we have a braided cable sleeve. So in case your cables get cold. Wow, that was satisfying. This is where you plug the cable in. It's like your local electric company for your city. Shut this off, you ain't got no lights. Especially if you got RGB, which literally stands for red, green, blue. On the back side of the case here, you have a mounting plate for the power supply. It's going to screw in to 4 locations here. Oh wow, the holes line right up. This is where the case screws come in. Plugged in, screwed in, ready to go. We're taking the motherboard pin. Now push, heard it snip. All right, now you're gonna wanna make sure to be able to get this wire out of the way. We'll worry about that later in the cleanup. Now there's going to be a power plug-in right there. Worry about wire tucking here in a little bit. This is your USB 3.0. What the f is your USB 3.0? Right. Now the USB 3.0 is going to look like that. There's a notch as well as a notch on the plug. You want to make sure the notches line up.
8 core, 16 thread.
Right here, to install the CPU, you have to lift the flap. The flappity flap has to be lifted. Now on the Ryzen CPU, there's going to be a little arrow at the bottom left-hand corner. Now the bottom left-hand corner needs to line up with the arrow that's on the motherboard. Once that lines up, it'll pop into place. You can't move it, it's in place. So then you tighten up the mount. Voila!
But wait, there's no way to cool it yet. We install the RAM. This is a Corsair Vengeance. Two sticks of 8 gigabytes for a total of 16 gigabytes. Running at 3000 megahertz. One side is a little bit longer than the other. Check your motherboard. It has an A and a B slot.
Right here we have both of the trays lined up. Just pop those in. And that's why we went ahead and plugged them up, was so that I don't have to stick my hand through here and die. Now that connector there is at the bottom, so that's going to connect this way. So now we don't have to worry about the hard drives because they're already connected to the motherboard, the SATA cables. Now as we come back over here comes the fun part. Now before you can attach the cooler, you have to apply thermal paste to the CPU. It's like Gatorade for your CPU. Now, there's a lot of questions about how much do you use. We have TM30, which is performance thermal paste. I just read that off the box. So you want to put it right about the center. A nice little nugget coin. Hook it in. Strap that in. Right here, we have the 2060 Super! One of the newest lineup when it comes to NVIDIA's graphics card to be more competitive, both on performance and price. Now the 2060 Super is about as powerful as the old 2070, but at a cheaper price. Now with certain discounts, John was able to get it for
$375.
$375. So he saved 15 bucks.
25.
I'm a finance guy.
This is where you really kind of want to sink your money into if you have, depending on your budget and stuff like that. And I got the last one in stock at the store, so. Oh, it's
It's a good looking
it's
GPU.
very nice. Ta-da!
Now, this card comes with 2 DisplayPort inputs and a HDMI. Also comes with DVI, which is a thing of the past.
I'm actually kind of surprised they added that.
Me too. And a USB-C. Now, before we can install the graphics card, we have to prepare the case.
There we go.
Do the honors.
Ready? Power switch here. Ready? Power supply on. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah.
Post it for the USB.
There it is. Okay.
It doesn't have operating system.
Oh.
Installing Windows to the wall. And the build is complete. And we have downloaded Cinebench. Wow.
Come on, 8 cores. Is that fast? I've never run a Cinebench test before.
Yeah. A little bit faster than mine. Which mine's overclocked. This is not. This is.
Well, it's not overclocked yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the LEDs are lit up on your head.
No. So what Cinebench does is renders all these micro frames here, which stress tests the computer processing unit, or CPU, to identify how good it is at processing tasks.
What's the difference between this and Blender?
2700 to 17. Oh, well, there you go, guys. We've shown you how to build a PC. This is for all you guys that haven't built PCs before. I learned just like this by watching YouTube videos to build a PC. I've actually learned more on YouTube than I ever have in school. They don't teach you in school what you need to know. They teach you stuff how to pass a test. Whereas I don't know really a test for building a computer. Anyways, what did you think today, John? Did you learn anything?
So I realized that actually building my first computer, obviously with your help, is a lot easier than I thought it would be. It's not nearly as difficult as modifying cars. Everything's modular. Everything's designed for it.
Plug and play, huh?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
The only weird part is just running all the cables, some cable management. If you're unfamiliar from like what the different fittings would do, obviously I can consult the manual who wants to read. Other
That's
than that,
something they teach you in school.
yeah, right. Other than that, I come from a 3-year-old MSI laptop. I can't wait to see what this does. Unfortunately, I never ran Cinebench. I might have to run Cinebench on my old laptop to see what it'll do.
And just keep in mind, this is our 20.
Okay, so, and this isn't even an overclock score either, so, once I improve the cooling of it a little bit later, really like to see some overclock results. I'm completely blown away from this setup, and I'm really glad I ended up pulling the trigger.
Now, one thing I can say, whenever it comes down to buying a console, like if you play PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, even though they are very cost effective, and I could not build a computer that is stronger than an Xbox One X for the cost of the Xbox One X. The good news is, whenever they release a new system, I don't have to upgrade everything. I can upgrade my GPU, my graphics card, and be able to still have my hard drive with all my games. I don't have to make sure something's backwards compatible because it's the same software. So whether you're gaming for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or you game till the day you die, as long as you're playing games on the same hard drive, you still have the ability to play all your old games. Now, it's all interchangeable. You can just plug in a new graphics card and be ready to go. And for the most part, you get a satisfied feeling whenever you have a fresh build like this. If you have never built a PC before, I highly recommend it because of the expandability. Not necessarily the portability, because obviously a computer's heavier than a PlayStation, but ultimately you can get more performance out of a PC if you're willing to spend just a little bit more money.
I can tell you this, for the price I built this for, this system before tax cost about $1,500. And that's at Best Buy, that's price matching. For $1,500, this versus like, I think the most comparable would be like a Dell G7 laptop, which doesn't even feature, to my knowledge, a 20 series GPU.
Which has ray tracing.
Exactly. And that's not even a full-size GPU either. So, as long as you're willing to go and build it yourself, even a pre-built desktop, I think they were selling one for like $1,200. Still came with a Ryzen 7 2nd generation with a RX 590.
What an RX 590 compared to the 2060 Supra. I keep saying Supra. Go Toyota. If you compare a RTX 2060 to the RX 590, that's like comparing a Civic to a Lamborghini. The RX 590 is still a great graphics card, don't get me wrong, but it's not on the same level as the 2060 Super.
Absolutely. I'm super impressed with this build. I think it came out really nice, and I'm really excited to see what it will do with my current setup.
And now you learned a new skill that you're not going to get to practice again for a while, because this should last you for 5 years.
Well, unless someone wants me to build a computer for them.
Oh, you mean like what I just did?
I guess.
Well, taught you something today.
Yeah, man.
Alright guys, there you have it. That's how you build a PC. So do me a favor guys, if you haven't done it yet, there's gonna be a button. It's gonna be right down here, right over there. It's gonna be my my signal, my little mask. Click that button. Subscribe to this channel. What are you waiting for? Click the button. You haven't clicked the button.
Do it.
Click the button.
Do it now.
Click the button.
I swear to God.
I keep up to date, posting videos once a week to keep you guys entertained. So click that button so I can keep entertaining you.